This tranquil farm in France's countryside is thousands of kilometers from the destruction in Ukraine. But Isabelle Le Balleur says collateral damage from the conflict is being felt here on her green pastures. Today there is a direct impact on our farm, she says. Her animals eat grain, and Le Balleur says the price per ton has more than doubled since the war began. Not to mention the sharp rise in the cost of fuel and her inability to sell her animals for more, an equation she describes as unbearable.
Insupportable.
COVID-19, labor shortages and inflation have already contributed to a rise in food prices. And now a region often called Europe's breadbasket is in chaos. Together, Russia and Ukraine account for nearly 30% of the globe's wheat, and that's not all.
The 3 F's all are impacted very highly: food, fertilizer, fuel.
The longer the conflict rages on, the higher the chance of food shortages.
It will have a very, very big impact on a lot of Asian and African countries directly, but throughout the world indirectly in some way.
Crippling sanctions on Russia have reduced supply. And on Saturday, Poland's prime minister proposed Europe block all trade with Moscow. Fully cutting off Russia's trade would further force Russia to consider whether it would be better to stop this cruel war, he said.
If there is something like that full trade blockade, it will have a very severe impact.
Could Canada increase its wheat production to help fill the void? Right now, that question is difficult to answer.
Last year we had a pretty bad drought.
The most recent crop was short by about 7 million tons. Farmers are hoping for better weather, but there's also a seed shortage, rising costs, and a need to rotate crops.
Even if we produce even the normal amount of wheat, that might still not be enough to meet the global demand.
Adding yet another twist, there's a looming work stoppage at CP Rail. Trains are vital for wheat producers to get their products to market. 3,000 workers could be locked out early Sunday if an agreement is not met. Dias says Canada's reputation is at risk. Dan Spector, Global News, Ottawa.